All right, welcome to another man's point of view fight night. Now, I'm doing this one to tell you I told you so. Now, I had spoken about Freston Ngannou and how he was done. Now, I don't know if anybody cares, but I'm doing this one to show you how it's all connected and why I say what I say and how I use what I use. All right? It's all about psychology. Now, nobody teaches this, but fear not. I'm here to teach you where it counts. So let's go ahead and start with Uncle Cheo here.
Francis looks and says, I don't care. I don't even know what you mean by this word leverage. I don't care. I talked with the UFC. It didn't work out. With bare knuckles. It didn't work out. No hard feelings. I talked with one chef. It didn't work out. That's what I do. Go around and I talk to people till I find the fit. I haven't done it yet. And when I go talk to the PFL, if it doesn't work, I don't need to be 5 other suitors to get what I want with the PFL because they still get me, the greatest fighter in the world. The heavyweight champion who never lost. That's what they get. Knockout artist extraordinaire. That is what they get, and that is why it doesn't matter how many suitors I have. I'm still going to get what I'm coming for, and I'm going to get it from you. Or guess what? They won't come. That is going to hurt you.
Now, I know it sounds like a bunch of gibberish, but it is very important and relevant to what I talk about relationships, women, and men, especially, right? Because believe it or not, there's a certain value behind the use of the person, which is behind, right? The reason you like them in the first place, or mix and match, right? Whether the woman likes him or the man likes her, whatever. It's not the point. The point is that I want you to see that it's in the details and how it works, right? Same thing here with Francis. Apparently, he thought he was the high value man, as they say, right? He was the be all, end all. And in the end of the day, it didn't matter. Because as Chael here is going to go on to explain a little hidden gem, a golden nugget in this video. So if you made it this far and are interested, I suggest you don't move on and continue with this video.
That is a belief. That is a psychology. I can assure you to an extent, Francis has that right now, but I can also assure you every other fighter alive has had that or if put in that position would have that. So I do my best to let you know that is not how the promoter will look at it.
There you go.
The promoter will not look at it and say, my business would be better. My night would be better. My attention, my PR, my card, my roster will be better. They will not do that. If through the other door, if my competitors don't have them either.
There it is. And that is what it's all about. Now, for those that have been keeping up with everything that I've been saying and trying to teach, and I know it's hard, it's damn hard. As a matter of fact, there is no book. I'm the first ever, at least in relationship world. Now, I have been a promoter. I've been a performer. I've been in the cheap seats, right? And I'm still a fan, but I'm also an athlete and a dreamer and a bunch of other stuff. Don't matter now, right? The point is, it's all about the psychology of it. Remember, in relationship world, it's just like war, love and war, right? Promotion world, same thing, love and war. Now understand what Chael said. What he said is the beauty of it. You see, Francis is done because nobody has him. And the only reason they wanted him was because the UFC had him. Does that make sense? Of course it makes sense. It makes perfect damn sense. But of course it's going to go through a lot of people's head. You ain't going to get it. But it's the exact same thing that women do. Which is why I did this quick fight night here. Let's see if Chael can explain a little better, right? Or at least in fight terms. But it's the same thing.
I need you is an equal emotion, and it's an equal business decision. Who I don't want him to have you.
You hear that? Now, let me change it up a little bit. I don't want her to have you. That's how women work. And that's the beauty of it. You see, if you as a man understand this, you can use it to your advantage. Not for bad, alright? So don't get me wrong. I just want you to understand the name of the game and open up your damn mind, right? To understand that it's a system. Perfect system, by the way. And it's next level stuff, right? But, of course, nobody wants to believe it, right? But if you have ears and you actually listen, you might learn a thing or two. But there you go, right? Perfect example right there. I don't think I should explain. I mean, I can explain it even more, right? Down to the nitty gritty. But that's exactly how it works, right? You must understand this. As a matter of fact, it works backwards too. The reason you losing your damn head in everything for a woman may not necessarily be because you want her, but rather because that other some bitch has her. That's why. But you refuse to accept that, and you refuse to lose. Take the L. That's every single domestic violence call ever. But that's not here or there. Anyways, let's wrap up this fight night with Uncle Chael here.
They're dead even. And that's a piece that the fighters miss. Or, if put in the same position, would miss.
Exactly. Which is amazing to me. Apparently, only Uncle Chael and myself get it. Apparently. Now, Chael's doing his damnedest to explain the psychology behind fighting and promotion and why you want to see somebody fight and why you become a star and how do you become a star and how Francis is done. And the reason he's done is because he dropped the belt. He's a dumbass. He wanted the money. He thought he was bigger than the sport. Dumbass. Why? Because he was at the top of the sport in what is fighting. It's the ultimate fighting championship, and he was the world heavyweight champion. He was the best. Testament was the belt. And what did he do? He dropped it. I want to go back. I want to go back. Half-ass fighting and make more money to box a nobody. Why? Because in the world of fighting, you're a nobody if you're not in the UFC. But that's the psychology of it. Now, it's that damn simple, but for some reason, nobody gets it. Now, I'm starting to think that nobody cares because Chael here, right, uploads, right, about 5 damn videos, basically daily, explaining it and explaining it and explaining it. And he goes on to explain it to his fellow fighters, and for some damn reason, they don't get it. They refuse to accept it. Or they don't care. So there you go. Anyways, like I said, right? That's why Francis is done. Not necessarily because, right, nobody wants him, but because, think about it, and I'll put it this simple, right? The UFC only needs a main event with Francis Ngannou. Francis Ngannou needs a whole damn card. It's that simple. Now you got to put yourself, man's point of view, promoter, right? What would it take for you to promote Francis Ngannou? Now let's say you got the millions and the millions that he's asking for, right? And you're gonna pay him. Well, now you have to come up with the damn millions. Who the hell you gonna put him up against? Some other jackass who's gonna say, well, I'm going up against Francis, so you better pay me just as much. Right? Now you gotta come up with more millions. But hold up. Now you need a whole damn card on top of it. You see why no one's gonna sign his ass? Because it ain't business. And for all those dumbasses, right, that talk, right, they're the UFC media and all that, that think they're experts and shit, don't know a damn thing about promoting and what it takes, right? But there you go, I just explained it. Now the UFC already has the card. He already has everybody else on the contract. All they really need was fucking Francis to show up. That was it. But there you go, they didn't want to. So John Jones showed up for a few minutes, choked out that other guy, and there you go. But anyways, there you go. So if you like this video, give me a like, share, subscribe, right? If you're interested in this stuff, like I said, I know it sounds like a lot of mumbo jumbo, and I know sometimes what I say goes overboard, right? But trust me, there's a science to it. Right down to a T. Mathematics. Truth. Don't lie. It makes sense for a reason. Why? Because there's a reason behind a reason and a goal, right? And I'm telling you, it's all about being a real man because it just is, period. There's a certain value to it. But anyways, there you go. That concludes this fight night for you. So I'll see you on the next man's point of view.